even just presence shown over towards this side of the map for the fake, but we have some of the utility over here in the hands of God B. So smoke going over the top. Wonder where that's landing. That looked like it went towards a connector. If anything, it was a flash as well to burst them out onto the site, and that's drawn all of Fnatic over.
Yes, it really has. Bomb still on the other side, so they are going to try and split for the A-bomb side instead. And now Golden at least will realize Fnatic rotating right into the drop split here, and that might be a little bit of a problem. Crims is going to be going down. There's JW next in line, and God B finding Golden. Flusher now alone on the bomb site, and he is going to be surrounded. No way he can fight his way out of this one. 1 versus 4. That's a great headshot, but it's not enough. Tizian will take him down, and Big will win the round. That was one hell of a grenade that landed. God B just smoking off the actual door. Yeah. And Fnatic just panicked after that.
That was actually really well played from Big. Something to catch Fnatic off guard. Certainly weren't ready for that, especially with that early A presence shown that Fnatic were therefore drawn via that rotation to A. And then, you know, when you see more players come out of B, you think, oh, it was just an A fake, early A fake. It's got to be that B round, B push. But obviously Big throwing a spanner in the works and slight technical pause. Get it over early on into the game at least.
Yes, I think they're just sorting out a microphone, which is fair enough. You do want those.
Yeah, they help. They
do help. The MP7s are being purchased. We're starting to see more and more of those now.
I'm a big fan of that gun, to be honest. Like, I think each SMG has their own usage, but MP7 obviously very good for range, and Cobble is a map you're going to need that on, especially if you want to head towards that A side, right? Up through mid, up through long, etc. Even B to some extent, as long as you're not hitting the drop down. But then it's still, you know, able to clear close corners and stuff. And especially when Fnatic are going for this kind of buy where they don't have a lot of head armor, the MP7 is just going to be lethal. But so many SMGs for Big. 4 in play here on the T side. Fnatic on pistols and armor, as always.
Yeah, a bit risky with this many of them. I blame Chris J for all these MP7s. I'm just not a big fan of SMGs in general. Not because I don't recognize their use in the game, just more like, you know, I just feel
Enough's
like
enough.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't really belong, you know, some strange way that I can't really justify.
You want the MP5 back? That's the problem.
Yes, I just want the MP5 back. That's it.
Ooh,
you've got it.
How does he win that duel? Crims goes for the Deeg in the drop, but he's going to get dropped himself. Golden rotating into the window, and already Fnatic with the full rotate. Flush is going to be coming in through the connector as well. So these are the kind of rounds you can gamble, stack. It doesn't matter too much if you lose it, although Fnatic prone to winning pistol rounds. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. I say that. Lekro and JW jumping in with a frag each up on the drop down, and now the split coming out through the plateau. Well timed from Big. They should just be able to run over this round, and they do. God B cleaning up with 2 kills and the second in a row for the Germans.
Not bad at all. I mean, once Fnatic get those 2 kills, you just never know if it's going to spiral into something more. But I think the deciding difference was they couldn't really get into safety afterwards. Like it wasn't like they got a kill long range and then they could hide and reload their guns. They were just taken out really swiftly afterwards. So nice 2-0. The SMGs make sense, and they make even more sense now. They can be almost 100% sure that there's not going to be any armor in this round for Fnatic. So this should be an even easier cleanup.
Yeah, P250 is all that stands in their way, and Big probably going to speed up the pace here towards B. Already players in the drop down going through. God B. Not going to commit for the time being. Does spot 1 towards that E-box area, and Next as well working his way up through the plateau. JW only just surviving. Looked like that molly could have spread, but he's just going to survive in the corner on the stairs. This should be it. Next finishes him off eventually, and yeah, it's a clean-up round for Big.
Yeah, no problem. By the armor, obviously, so don't want to do that. 3-0 now in favor of Big, but the first test is coming up, the first real test here. Kind of shocking that Flusher's got that UMP in spite of the fact that, you know, they saved.
Well, this is something that he was doing at least a lot on Mirage. I mean, both of the maps in the previous game, we just saw them play up against AGO. Yeah, every single first buy round after losing pistol, because Fnatic, I think they lost every pistol round, he would go for the UMP armor and utility and the kit, because obviously they force second round, right? So when it comes to your buy in the fourth, you're always going to have weak utility if you went for that second round force. So that's why we've seen more and more teams just opting for like a single Deeg or a CZ with a smoke, for example. You spend $800, $900, but don't fully commit to the buy. Especially on maps like, you know, Cobble, where you're going to want more utility. Inferno as well, a great example, but God B He's worked into the drop down. Just going to play contact. Golden knows he's there, so he's prepared for the fight. Falls back. Molotov to keep him at bay. Allows Godby a bit of map control, but not for long. Lekro's decked him. And Big, a man down.
That almost looked like Lekro was just pre-firing that corner because otherwise I can't really explain how he could be that fast. Lucka not finding any opening with the AWP. No chance at all. Flusher playing it very safely over at long. The bomb is still just being picked up now, so let's see where they end up with this. Tizian trying to find the right timing, but does almost step on that grenade. Brings him down to 62. We're now down to 45 seconds, and there's a nice opening. Tizian going to be able to take down Golden. Tabson gets dropped. The UMP comes out on top, at least in the one kill, but it's not such a bad return after all. Still a 2-on-3, and alone on the bomb side is Crims, and he's not a bad player to have alone, but still, this is going to be a big job for him.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. They could have actually completely faked out that B play with Tizian getting the kill, but the issue was Flush was so aggressive in mid. He got all the info after spotting this bomb. Does go down, and now it is Crims. He hits the plant. They're not ready for it. Free kill for Crims. 20 seconds, and the bomb goes flying up. Big can't even retrieve it. That might be the round over just because of that. Even if they find Crims, Lekro doesn't even need to fight, knowing the time is low and seeing the bomb fly up.
Oh my God.
He just holds himself back. He's going to get the frag, and he doesn't even need to follow up. He can just fall back. 5 seconds left. Surely this is his round. Oh my God.
They couldn't pick up the bomb. I've never seen that before. That's never happened in any game I've casted. That's so ridiculous. Yeah. Time for a pause. Just everyone calm down for a minute. That's going to be really frustrating.
Wow.
It's a big enough problem that Crims was hiding there, but they could have recovered if they could have got the bomb down quick. But
it almost looked like Crims was planting on the edge of the wall. Like he wasn't actually on the site, on the ground platform. He was on the edge of the wall, so that's maybe why. You know, for sorry, not Crims. Whoever was planting, I missed that. But
yeah. I think my suspicion is that actually, because the default bomb plant is obviously either on the towards the cannons or in that little corner. Yeah. That's on the other side, and I think actually where they were trying to plant the bomb here, Big, is probably a position that's going to be used more. I think it has some really big advantages for after plants, because if you plant on that side of the little hut, you can sort of cover the bomb from everywhere. Yeah. Super hard for CTs to defuse it.
Well, that's the thing. If you plant on the side of hut that like faces towards the cannons, you can't really cover it off from mid, right? You have to jump over the wall and go out into the open to actually take the fight, and then anyone can just fake the bomb and kill you when you're stuck in the open. But that plant allows you to just head glitch in mid, basically, and make sure you can stop the defuse if it does come in.
Well, big pickup there for Fnatic. Obviously going to be excited that it went that way. The random aspect of sort of how far away the bomb drops and in what direction is just what's one of the funniest things about this game. It can be very frustrating as well.
I mean, Big learning that. Golden in the drop, and Big trying to take control early on. They have got 2 players up A-line for the time being as well, so far from a commitment. We've already seen their splits through connector. Maybe the same case. Although with the bomb dropped outside of B, one player is going to have to back off and take that back through mid. I think that's exactly what Godby's already doing. Golden spotted. Tabson has to be careful. He's now left as the only man here. Big will rotate that bomb back towards A, but we still have Crims aggressive in middle, with Flusher, surprisingly enough, supporting with a UMP from the truck. Not known for its range. Big sneaking their way up towards the A site. Crims' position is going to, or even Flush is going to give them so much information. They'll be so ready for this push to come through, and I imagine we'll see a rotate as well. 30 seconds left, looking like a commitment for Big.
So it is Crims close here with the FAMAS. Oh! Tizian giving literally everything for the cause, but he did get the opening, so you might consider that a success regardless. Spots the jump down, Lucka, but can't really do anything about it. Godby going to get 1 kill before he goes down. And there's Lekro picking up another one, looking for the triple, but just like that, they turn it around. I don't even know how in the last second they got all 3 kills. That was so quick.
I missed that one. Doesn't make any sense. Funny thing as well about that is when the team kill came in, Golden actually got money, and obviously, you know, the enemy gets money when you kill someone, right? But it was awarded, because he had a Mag 7, he got $900, so Golden getting extra cash to play with potentially. That's actually going to level him out with the rest of the team, so actually a fairly big impact. And they do force up anyway. Obviously doing damage to the Big economy with only 2 players surviving. Big don't have a lot to fall back on, so if Fnatic do surprise with this force buy, it will be Big down on pistols themselves. But again, these forces difficult to navigate on cobblestone at times. Known for his dig, up on long. Gonna spot Tizian, but he receives more damage than he gives out at the very least, so big. Not wanting to contest with that, probably. Same setup as the previous round, just holding on for the time being, seeing if Fnatic throw any kind of aggression, and Tabson, in the meantime, drops gold and down in the drop down, so free kill for Big. Certainly takes some pressure off of this round. And players are already falling back towards the B-bomb site, so not the same as the previous.
Yeah, they should be playing this one, I think, this carefully. There's not much point in getting sniped off too early, and now they're all grouped up and ready to go for a joint execute on the B-bomb side, which... Oh no, they're actually going to fall back, and I wonder if that's going to catch a Crims. Oh, if he'd stuck around just a little bit longer, he would have heard that.
I think he may have realized, or they're going to realize soon, no one's pushed with all these smokes, and now Fnatic certainly questioning this round again, wondering if it's some kind of ludicrous fake from God B. Smoke misses on the door, Nade goes back in, but that's their last smoke. They can't get anything down in that door to stop Fnatic from rotating in, but Crims is on the site, and he gets one. Trade back up from long as Big split the site, but still Deagle's doing damage, and Flusher finds two. This round up in the air, and Flusher making it happen. 3 frags on the Deagle, just trying to reposition, 17 seconds left. There's not a lot of time for Tabson to win this clutch. He's got to make a move really, really quickly, and there's still a player behind him in middle. Double peek from Fnatic, and it's Flusher to find the round. 4 kills from him. Fantastic performance on that force buy.
Yeah, really well done by Flusher, but also a huge mistake with that smoke. I mean, it wasn't that they got killed from that doorway, but now they have to worry about it. And suddenly, Flusher gets a bit more room to work with, and that's a great quad kill for him. Just absolutely amazing. Deagle working very well for him that round, and I don't know, if I'm Big, you just can't afford to let those rounds go.
No, and like look at the amount of damage it's taken, right? We said Big, they lost 3 players in the previous round, they lose to those pistols, which shouldn't happen. Now they're down on pistols of their own. It's given Fnatic an avenue to equalize his scoreline, or at least get close to doing so. 3 rounds shouldn't be a hassle, with Big only having a PT50 to play with. And again, these are kind of rounds where you just want to bait out utility, try and get the nades out of Fnatic. It's a small, well, a small gift, but it can take, you know, a few $100s away from Fnatic's economy, make them reinvest in it next round. If you go charging into a site with Glocks, Fnatic are just going to mow you down with guns, and then boom, they don't have to reinvest in nades. So if you just be patient, you take your time with these rounds if you're Big, Fnatic, they're going to have to rebuy. It's something small, but it can make a difference in the long run.
Yeah, we'll see if they can... that one P250 from Tabson, maybe. Could find an opening with that. Get a kill on somebody. He's hoping desperately that someone's going to beat the corner, but I'm happy that Fnatic aren't doing that at least. Just try and keep the distance and play this one a bit more carefully, which they do seem to be doing. So, yeah, I think that one smoke for Big that last round could really come back to haunt them quite a bit.
Absolutely. Does find one, but it should be equalized, or at least finished off by Fnatic. Tizian doing damage. How is he getting 2 kills with a Glock in this round? Fnatic had head armor after all. This should not be happening. JW in the door with a Mag 7, but that should be the gun for the job. Lecro's even coming for support. But Tizian, he's found a rifle. He's getting frags with it, but Lecro going to respond. Oh, that was a messy round. 1 PT50 and 4 kills are found.
Yeah, much too close. They got so much damage in on Fnatic that round. And he used a burst fire in that doorway, so zero head armor or not, it's gonna do the trick. Doesn't really work for most people, I feel like, that burst fire, but some players are good at it.
Well, you mentioned Tizian was having a good performance in this team since joining recently, and currently top fragging for the roster, 9 frags. We are early days, but looking good after that round especially. And Big probably a bit upset they couldn't win that, but again, it's not a round they should be winning, at least on paper, so they just will be happy with the fact that they took 4 kills away from Fnatic. Again, hurt their own economy in response, so that's something Fnatic have to worry about. Hopefully we can get the the observer back.
The camera in order.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gone missing for a little bit. It is a beautiful banner, though.
There we go.
3-4. The scoreline right now, which is, it doesn't seem like it's that far apart, but nobody's economy is really doing very well at the moment, and given the fact that Fnatic are on the CT side, I think they're going to be all right with the fact that they've got 3 rounds so far.
Just Got to watch out because pretty much every time Big are going to win it, you know, if they take this round, Fnatic are down to pistols again, then that's a really sizable lead. We could have a 6 or 7, 3 up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it starts to get a bit different. If the economy is broken once again. But they also didn't win the pistol, right? They lost the pistol, so yeah. So
and then they lost force.
I think overall Fnatic are in a decent position. A little bit of damage dished out. They try and see if they can split their way through once again and drop this. And a kill from Lucka. Going to be taking down Flusher now. Crims in a very good position here. No one is flanking him from the other side, so they have to cross at some point. And Tizian not checking. That's the bomb down with 18 seconds. They must move much quicker than this. Otherwise, they're going to spend far too much time. Crims alone now in a 1 versus 3, but they're almost out of health. 10 seconds left. They've got to make this happen. They're right in front of him, and he's going to go for one more spray. He runs out of bullets at the end, and Tabson will take him down. Big, almost giving up that round again. The bomb and the time that's left. They're playing this so close to the edge, Hugo. It's horrific to watch.
A recurring fashion for Big, and not worked out, at least in the past, of some of these rounds. I feel like if we hadn't seen some of the big mistakes made in terms of the time for Big, they would be in a far better lead right now. Realistically, Fnatic are only really getting rounds off the back of winning that eco and doing a hell of a lot of damage with these pistols. Look at at least the rounds on the scoreboard there. So back and forth. Neither team really able to establish an economy. Big are going to have the better of it now, but again, they lose 3 players in the previous round. That's certainly not good for building up cash.
No, they're not quite up and running yet, and I think maybe that's the reason why Fnatic invested into this round. I mean, that and maybe the fact that they wouldn't have had that much money later on anyway, but feeling confident. Flusher did get a quad kill last time. He just had a deagle, so yeah, maybe try and go for it, see what happens.
The thing is, Big actually have a fair bit to fall back on. I'm not sure if this is pre or post buy. So realistically, even if Fnatic actually get this reset or reset in, you know, it's $1,400 on the loss for Big, and then assuming they've already bought, which I'm honestly not sure, they will have plenty of money.
Yeah,
that seems like pre-buy money because they lost 3 players.
It does. Guess we'll find out in a second. I think actually the Go TV client is disconnected, so it might be. Oh no, it's back. It's fine. It's all good.
Okay, so it was pre-buy on most of them. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now this eco or this force actually for Fnatic has far more grave consequences if they do pick it up, at least for Big.
Yeah. And I think that's the calculation that the Swedes made this time, is just to say, listen, I mean, if we can make this work, then we are pretty much going to bounce back to 5 rounds. We're really going to tie up the scoreline if they can do that.
Well, you say that. Big almost won a full Glock round, so anything can happen. That's the philosophy I'm going for this game.
Burst fire Glock.
Just meta, expected.
I'm just not mentally prepared for that. When I see people start using the burst fire on the FAMAS, that's when I know that Judgment Day is near, you know.
I think when I see people using the FAMAS, just buy a CZ. Yeah. We saw that earlier from AGO. They had a round where everyone was ecoing, and Tao had like $1,400, and he just forced up, and under the suggestion that if he ecoed that round, he would only be able to buy the FAMAS next time. So instead, he just bought CZ and did the buy round, and then got 3 kills with it. You know, it certainly doesn't help when it's not only does he do it, but also it works.
I love it. I mean, why not? Listen, if you want the gun changed as a professional player, that's what you should do. You should start to show Valve that, listen, it will cancel out all these other guns. So
that's what they did with the Tech 9.
Yeah.
And it took a while, but it happened. I feel like we're a long way off the CZ getting nerfed, though.
Maybe, but in fairness to Valve's point of view, if you just say that it's overpowered but don't use it to the same extent, then you know that's kind of poor information, you know?
Maybe we could go back to the classic Fnatic B-Rush. Instead of Tech 9s, and they have CZs in the future. Who knows?
Well, this time, it wasn't the greatest fake of all time, but it was good enough to work against Fnatic, who probably were tilted towards stacking anyway because of the lack of guns.
Look at the time.
Oh, God, it's so scary, isn't it?
But what if there was a player at the back of the site? Again, like, Big are just leaving these rounds so late. If Fnatic had a couple of players, or even caught the bomb on the cross, and Big got lost in translation trying to pick it up and not sure who was going for it, then, you know, there's a scenario where Fnatic just win a 5-on-5 due to time.
Yeah. That can absolutely happen, so I share your concern for the time management of Big. Although those rounds that are really late, they can be they can be pretty exciting, but you obviously want to give yourself a second chance in case anything comes up. Necro, bit of damage exchanged. Do they want to hunt? I mean, with the SMGs, they almost might as well.
Yeah, at least Big holding on to guns, not chasing too far. Again, knowing that Fnatic have this force in, at least don't want to risk their lives, give away some guns, knowing that Fnatic are just trying to save. That's the aim of the game, because it is another eco coming in. This would be a full eco, but because Fnatic held on to 4 guns, they can just essentially reset these and hope they stack the right side this time.
Yeah, which is another reason why the stacking in B wasn't such a bad idea.
Yeah. It's like when you have 3 players versus 5, right? And you just stack a bomb site. And, you know, Cash is one of the maps where if you lose 2 players early on, you just stack A or something. If the T's walk into it, you win the round maybe. If they walk into B, you just save 3 guns. You know, it's not the end of the world. But this time, it's not really guns for Fnatic, it's just pistols. Big, already chasing up long. It's going to be Flusher falling back early on, joined by Crim still on this A site. Fnatic hesitant to rotate a 3rd man over. They've been very early on these rotations before, and while it has worked in the previous round, it came back to haunt them. This time, in fact, they're probably going to need that rotation. Big have a lot of players outside of A, and even moving Tizzy in as well, fully committing to this site for the time being, it seems. And a bit earlier this time, which is nice.
Yeah, so much time on the clock. They are going to try and see if they can crunch it from the ramp as well. Quick trade there. Crims for Lucka. And Flusher looking for a Deagle headshot. That was his one chance, and he didn't quite get it. Bobby instead taking 2. Now just going to leave JW alone. With the USP, I don't think there's going to be much of a threat of him doing anything here. They are playing it safely this time. And now that they know exactly where he is, it's almost impossible that he could do much.
Yeah, reposition somehow just got through. Next one expect it. So double dink at least on 2 of these players. Next and Godby tagged up. Got to be very careful, because again, if Big lose 1 more man, they technically don't make a net profit across the team. You always want to keep at least 3 alive after winning a round. JW going for the very late push in while Big exiting the site, maybe having their back turns and not expecting it, but Next gets it, it's fine. Big 7 rounds up on the T side, so despite this being quite a back and forth affair in the early stages of the game, Big certainly seem to have come on top of these last couple of buys from Fnatic. That force clearly not gone too far, and now we have another buy back in, but take into account, we've seen, what, 1 AWP in play, that was on Lucka. They lost it and they haven't rebought it. Fnatic haven't even had the money for the rifles, let alone the AWP. So this has really been an economy game on Cobblestone so far for Fnatic, and that's just been getting the better of them.
Yeah, so we're seeing the other side of the coin of when those gambles don't work out, then you know you end up like you do now. Credit to Big for riding out the continuous pressure and the threats that they've been running into. You know, just not crumbling and holding on to as many guns as they could. See what Fnatic can do. I think actually Fnatic mentally are going to be just fine with being down this much, because they know the same thing that we do, that they took the risks and it didn't pay off, so you can justify that, but it's just that if you start losing, if you lose this round as well, then you might feel like, ah man, we really miscalculated, you know?
Yeah. Already Big just trying to get rid of this utility, although not showing too much presence. Tizian's down on long, but alone for the time being. Everyone else back up towards A. I mean, it's not like Big have even been throwing in anything too deep in terms of strategy into these last few rounds. They've just been playing things very slowly, just feeling out the map, trying to work out where Fnatic is stacked up. We haven't seen any kind of crazy fakes or anything coming through. Lucka will open up this round, but quickly traded by Crims on top of the site. He's going to reposition, but Smokes is down. He can't peek into mid, so really just has to play from the APC or on the site. Godby beginning to push up. Tabson joining him as well. Crims getting aggressive, the boost over. I like that. Tabson, he'll catch Crims off guard. Second man on the site does get the trade, so at least back into a 3-on-3. Molotov just missing, but the shots won't. Golden, 10 HP at the back of the site. They don't have a nade to finish him off. Tabson's just picked one up off of a body, so he might be able to throw that in. He does. Golden dead now, and Fnatic left to 2.
It's only 17 seconds. Once again, Big very low on the time. They are going to be able to put the bomb down. JW not able to rotate quite quick enough to help out his teammates, and yeah, he's just going to back off and run away. Fair play, I suppose, but that's a really massive win here. Now you can see the economy starting to build. What, there's 7,000 on Tabson, 7,300 on Godby. That's something to work with.
Yeah, and nothing to work with on Fnatic again. Just JW here. I hope they don't tilt force around this or anything. Of course, Fnatic have a hell of a lot of loss bonus to work with, so
yes,
a single eco, maybe pistols, armor, go for that buy next round. But honestly, I don't want too heavy an investment coming forward because I want Fnatic to have that AWP, maybe even the double AWP as well. Less common on CT Cobble, but whatever works for Fnatic. They definitely need that utility though. We haven't seen them with Molotovs in this entire map.
I think I'm hearing the shouting that's going on the big side.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
Crim's just dropped a lol in chat, so enjoying that.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. It's a good lead. Admittedly on the T side, and this is with winning the pistol round. So there are some signs still that Fnatic could make it back.
Yeah. To be honest, they just need that buffer, right? They just need, what, 5-6 rounds, really, and then moving over to the other half. Assuming they don't have the same issues with those economy, basically gaming, not working. That should be fine. We've only seen, what, like 2 buy rounds, really, from Fnatic, and even then, there wasn't a full buy. We haven't seen an AWP, we haven't seen utility, no kits again, so really, I'm not to discount this from Big at all. They've played really, really well, but Fnatic have not had the full equipment to deal with the likes of Big so far, and that needs to change. So this eco is important. They will have pretty much everything next round that they need, give or take. But for now, it is just going to have to be another round where they grit their teeth and take it. Big back towards the A bomb site. Flushes here alone. Gamble stack for Fnatic again, not paying off. Maybe a fast rotation needed as soon as Big start to show presence.
Flusher down the middle with the deagle, but it's hard to imagine he could come up with very many kills in here. Maybe he could surprise Next. That would certainly slow things down. Next is going to be ready for it. That may be the one kill they needed to make a breakthrough. They're not going to slow down after this, it feels like. 30 seconds left. This time they're not going to fail the smoke either. And now they're pretty much committed 24 seconds, so they can't really do anything. That's a nice Molotov in the corner. Lekro going to have to move out in the open. No chance at all for him to stay back there. The bomb dropped in the center of the bomb site again. Want to be careful with that when you just have 14 seconds, but they're going to go for the same bomb plant again. I quite like this.
And it's actually covered off from the balcony as well, assuming you don't plant too close to the wall.
Yeah.
No one can stop you from that position again, and that's a common spot that when you see people plant for the balcony, yes, when you plant you're okay, but as soon as you stop and you stand up, you're going to get headshot. So, safe stuff from Big. I'm sure we will see more of that, like you say. And JW just looking to hold on to this gun. Maybe a couple of exits if he can find someone towards mid. That's a more common saving spot for Big. But to be honest, there's a lot of risk here with his position. Even if he gets a kill, Big are very likely to trade. Yes, he's going to have plenty of money to buy up next round anyway, but why give away a gun at, only taking 1 or 2 kills with you?
Big really aren't hunting at all. I like almost none of these rounds. Even when they've had the SMGs, they've been just letting Fnatic live, which seems like a very deliberate choice now. Maybe just saying, listen, like maybe they've actually sat down and done the math. Like how often, when we hunt, do we come out on top?
Yeah.
And how often do we end up losing rifles that we would have needed later on?
And again, there are situations where if you don't take guns away from Fnatic, they are considered to go for low buys, right? And if Fnatic save 2 guns, for example, and Big don't chase them down, if Fnatic get completely wiped out, maybe they double eco, but if they keep 2 guns, maybe they force around it and then have a weaker buy, less utility, 1 player on a CZ, that's something Big could certainly be taking into account, trying to mind game Fnatic to going for buys that don't necessarily always work. Goppy is the mastermind after all.
Yes, he is. Laka stepping on a grenade at the beginning of that round is a bit annoying. What do we make about the fact that Crim's the one AWPing over at the door?
This happened on the last map, and I was so confused because JW just didn't want to take it. He kept playing super aggressive in middle and up on A. On Cash, at least. I really don't know what to make of it. We didn't see it happen on the T side. It was JW AWPing on the T side at the very least. But again, I think the T side of Cash against AGO was the same problem that Fnatic are having now in terms of not being able to control their economy. It was a bit of a mess anyway because it was a short-lived half. But even so, yeah, Crims was doing this on the last map and I didn't really know what to make of it.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and just watch and see what happens. He's rotated very far back into the A bomb side. It feels like they are going to finally hit the B bomb side, which they haven't really done that much. And it might be the perfect call. So Lucker is going to be found easily. Flusher, of course, he's going to go for the knife, even as Lucker tried to run away. But now the extra group's going to come in. Is it going to be good enough? JW with a big double kill after the knife. Lecro dropping the bomb, and that's a big shutdown. Nobody dies for Fnatic.
Okay, I guess that works for Fnatic again. The issue has been their money, but keeping 5 players alive into that round is certainly going to be exactly what they need. 2 rounds after the half, and assuming they can find a 6-9, you know, that's not the end of the world for Fnatic. They can certainly pull it back. That's a decent scoreline on the CT side, all things considered. Yeah, they should be favourites, but taking into account how messy this half has been for both teams, but mainly Fnatic, they could certainly pull things back, assuming Pistol goes their way. Although they've been pretty unsuccessful on those Pistol rounds today. I think they're actually haven't won a single one.
Hey, you might want to do that at some point. Does really help, especially when you're playing these sort of best of 2 situations. That it gets a bit weird.
Big back towards B though for the time being. Early presence shown. 3 players out of A. This is the same setup they were running earlier into the half. The ones where Fnatic actually had buy round 2. Big taking a very different approach to how they play their anti-eco, so they kind of just group up and sit in mid. Crim's going to open up at least with the AWP, and hey, maybe a new AWP, 2 frags in middle, shutting down GOB and Lucker, winning that duel. Something for Fnatic, flash in for Flusher, and next going to take him down. So Big pulling it back at least somewhat, but still a man down in this situation. Bomb going to be retrieved, and Big walking back up to B. Lecro's there on the stairs, ready and waiting.
Looked like he had the timing. No flashbangs yet to try and force him away, which means he's going to have a pretty good angle. Taps in with the refrag, not bad at all, but there's still 2 versus 3. Ooh, almost an overextension there. JW could have gone down easily. Nexa picking up a great double. He's got 7 health though, and Crims is on the other side, so if this has been called in, Crims doesn't actually need the AWP. He's going to use the pistol indeed. Good communication for Fnatic, and Nex couldn't get back in time. There'll be 5 rounds here for Fnatic. Yeah,
Nex would have been fine crossing, but he actually went back to check the right corner of E-Box to see if there was anyone hiding.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost him his life and cost him the round as well. Clutch he could have won from the plateau. And now Fnatic back in with a buy. Decent money, all things considered. Golden on $8,000. So things have started to finally work out for this Swedish team. Big still able to buy. Obviously, they took so many rounds in a row earlier on in the half that they were well equipped for this final round of the half. Still AWP in play. Early smoke towards B plateau to stop a rush, but Big not seen any of that from them so far. However, maybe changing. They've already got very early presence on this B site already. Boost up, got B. Gonna sit behind the smoke and actually boosting the AWP as well over to just check plateau, see if JW gets aggressive. He does, but Lucker can't see anything with the smoke covering his vision, so Big gonna fall back off that angle. Don't want to risk getting naded. Fnatic still running 3 on B for the time being, despite spotting this early presence, so confident in those players at the very least, but still Flusher lurking around quite aggressively in middle.
Oh.
And JW burning one down on long. The aggression to follow up. Lecro's going to push. GOB trades it back, so Big keep things intact, and there's a follow-up from Taps, and perfect shot to JW, leaves just Golden on the site.
Yeah, very much alone. Needs the backup here. Good spray doing a little bit of damage. More Molotovs coming in. Looks like maybe that could have done something to Lucker, but he will get the kill on Golden, leaving Flusher in an almost unwinnable position here. 1 versus 4, and any second now he's going to be discovered. Waiting at the edge of the smoke. Bomb is already down, and now the game is up. He's going to get 1 kill, but simply no chance. 10-5 in favor of Big here in the first half. That Molotov, I think, hit Tizian even if he was up on the box, which is interesting.
Yeah, Mollies climb walls in this game.
Yeah.
Certain walls, that's the thing. They don't climb everything, but I think it does depend on the height at sometimes. Broken game.
Broken.
At times. Yeah.
Just, no, I mean, I wonder if that must have been by design, I think, for Fnatic. So that's pretty cool. Before that happened, when they were trying to do the boost, that's actually a really smart response to that early smoke that gets thrown from CT spawn.
Yeah.
Because you can be, once they throw that smoke, 50-50 chance they probably check, you know? So if you're boosting behind it, it's almost like they trick themselves into sort of peeking your boost, which is a good idea.
Yeah, and it's really common after throwing that smoke that you're going to get a player up in the plateau, maybe try and get in that corner as well, or just sit on stairs. Make sure that they're not rushing through the smoke, and if they do, you can mow them down. But regardless, really good half for Big. Again, I feel like a lot of it was down to Fnatic making mistakes, but Big capitalized very well. you know, obviously exploited every mistake Fnatic made and had a really good first half. Now we've got to see if they can continue that moving into their CT side. Fnatic now in control of the pace, and this is where things could certainly speed and heat up.
You've been saying Fnatic haven't really had much luck with pistol rounds, and if that's going to continue, this might be a very difficult game for them. If they can win it, though, it should be interesting. That's a bit of a commitment, but they just hit nothing but headshots. The bomb is down at the end. Tabson and Nex again. Got B helping out, taking down Flusher, and now it's all trouble here. 5 headshots there for Big. That was unbelievably aggressive, but it worked.
Yeah, Fnatic's pistols really are not working. What on earth was that? They just get mowed down before they even make their way up towards the site. Big not even letting them get close, and now we have the force again from Fnatic, but I can't say these have been too successful, to be honest. Yeah, they've been doing damage at the very least, but not quite winning those rounds. They only picked up 1 of these forces in the entire of the first half, and there were so many of them as well. Just trying to constantly game the economy of Big when they did damage, and getting yourself stuck into that self-perpetuating cycle of just continually forcing, going, oh, we got 4 kills, let's buy again, let's buy again. You know, Big are going to have low money, and now look how well that's gone. 11-5 up for Big, looking like a very different Fnatic here. They've got to pull something back. If they can win this round, that'd be fantastic, but I can't say I'm expecting it.
Flusher trying to bait out a shot or something, anything through the smoke. If he could trick someone into shooting, then at least that would give him a little bit of information. Lucker actually missing the spray entirely, and Flusher looking very confident at the moment, which should keep you worried. Tizian has got a couple of kills and trying to see if he could fall back. Not going to happen, but good refract from Goppy.
Yeah, now Fnatic trying to split a man through the middle. That's going to be Connector. JW dead. Safe plant for Golden, should be able to get away with that. So some money guaranteed for Fnatic that will, you know, just bolster the buy in the 4th round, or allow them to buy maybe Deagles in the 3rd if they want to maybe overinvest. But any damage Golden gets is lovely. However, Tabson will finish him off before he gets a chance. So Big, 12 rounds, nothing too special there from Fnatic. They get the bomb down at the very least, but again, you know, that shouldn't make a huge difference. On the T side, you eco 2 rounds, you buy up 3rd anyway, it's always fine. Regardless if you get a bomb plant or not, you should have that 4,200 at the bare minimum, which allows for an AK and a smoke double flash, which, you know, maybe you want a couple of Molotovs on Cobblestone, but a smoke double flash for your first buy isn't the worst of buys for Fnatic. And yeah, they're going to reinvest that money that they got from the bomb plant into this round. I don't blame it at all, and certainly could get some damage off onto Big.
It's been a tough game for Golden, hasn't it? 3-15. That's a bit under the level, maybe. Hard to say exactly what the reason is, but obviously got to be a little bit frustrating. It can be hard as a player just trying to pick yourself up and get back into it.
I love that nade as well. It's a jump throw, so at the very least you don't have to get exposed or sit. Even if there is a smoke down, just get sprayed through the smoke. You can hide on the plat or hide below the plat, go for the jump. No one can kill you there. Well, maybe Flusher, but Fnatic this round not looking too confident, or not looking like they're going to be able to get too much done towards the drop is the bomb, but very uncommon you want to split the bomb through drop to the A site, because then if it gets caught in the connector, you really are screwed and the round is over. But this isn't a round Fnatic should be winning anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Next dives in, drops out after 1. You've got one more man holding onto the window as well, so it's not like Fnatic can really get too far. Next is doubled down. We should see this mid shutdown come through as well. Lucker will find his frag, and with that, Fnatic are trapped in the drop down. Shot from Golden to hide the fact that Electro dropped, but he's just giving the bomb up to Big right now.
Yeah, they're not getting out of this one alive, I think. Trying to see if they can sneak in, get a kill somewhere would be great news, but it's going to be on the next round pretty much here. Real uphill fight.
Yeah, and I really don't know what to make of this game as well. On paper, this looked absolutely fine for Fnatic. They've been playing well today. Yeah, they had a shaky second map versus AGO, but if you missed it, Snatchy dropped 24 kills in the first half when his team had about 10 combined. I think we were 9 or 10 rounds in. He had 20 kills, and his team had, the entirety of his team had 10. It was like 1, 1, 2, and 6. So
I really hope that Snatchy is like a reasonable person outside of the game, because I really like his style in the game. So, you know, that's the other thing that can stop your career, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you just can't get along with everybody else. But he's certainly an exciting player to watch.
definitely got our eyes on AGO as well. And I mean, hey, a big 2-0 Fnatic here. Obviously, I'm getting ahead of myself, but a big 2-2 Fnatic. There's a realistic chance where Big and AGO maybe get through groups, and obviously Wallolos already cannot get out of the group, but Fnatic, they should be the expected first seed team. And so far, getting dominated on the first map, their choice of map as well. Big looking very, very good. We've got double SMG into this round, triple rifle, Fnatic on the bye. Their opportunity for a comeback is here. If they lose this round, I think the game is over, to be honest, because Big are going to be on 14 on an anti-eco as well. Fnatic will surely force by their way to a loss, a likely loss. So they've got to win this. Into the drop they go. There's something at least. Letgrow finding that opening kill. Godby dead. Big already calling for rotations, but actually no one moving through. Maybe Big not convinced this is actually the commitment, but all 5 players are Fnatic here. They're about to burst out onto the site. JW's already done damage falling out through the plateau, and that just leaves Tadson alone. He's going to be desperately looking for something here, looking for a frag or at least a teammate to come in and help him, but they're too little and too late. JW's found his next kill of the round, and with that, Big probably just going to save.
Very odd that nobody rotated once Godby went down and dropped. I'm not sure I could really explain that, because that was definitely something that they needed, and the backup just never showed up. So those last 2 players on B, good enough job smoking off into drop, but you're never going to be able to hold that with just 2 people.
No, especially not when you're getting wrapped on the backside of Pat as well. If you're literally alone on the B side, you can't hold both those positions at once. Such a difficult map to hold with even 3 players, let alone 1.
Yeah.
Another round for Fnatic. I say another, they've not had many, but this could be the start of a long road for comebacks again. This is Fnatic after all, the core. Pretty loud stage.
I love it. I wish they would turn up the volume a little bit. We can keep up with the StarCraft, is it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Maybe Hearthstone.
Yeah, this sounds pretty too much hype for Hearthstone, I would say.
You think so? There can never be too much hype for that.
Well,
AWP on Lucka, that's a change that can have a pretty big impact, I think. And yeah, if you're Big right now, just 3 more rounds seems easy. But we all know what happens if you start to let Fnatic back into a game like this. And that's something that they just can't afford. So yeah, the goal has got to be to close this one out before the Swedes get any kind of momentum at all.
Yeah, need to start soon. And again, this will be a hard reset to Fnatic's economy. So big problems for the Swedes if Big do find it. We're back to B for Fnatic, and they're already got JW working his way out through the smoke. Nades going in, flashes in response, but Big actually hold on to this. 5 on 5 still. Fnatic finally the drop down, but what is that push from Tizian? Optimistic as that. Crim's going to take him down in the smoke, and now Fnatic with a pick. They're out of utility by and large, but they do have the man advantage while they work towards the B bomb site. However, with Flusher still outside of A, I can't help but say this doesn't look fully committed for the time being. He's going to come back and join them. Needs to grab the bomb on his route.
Yeah.
With him taking so long, maybe Big starting to question if this is actually the A play. Tabson does pick up 1, at least on the site, but Flusher trading back, and everyone getting mowed down. His trades back and forth in the favor of Fnatic, and with that, Lucka again, 8 HP, Orb, surely a save.
Yeah, he's got no chance at all. Just gonna have to fall back. That first push from Tizian, that was something. Yeah. Where's the line between optimistic and delusional, I wonder?
13-6 confidence, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Didn't seem necessary in the sense that it's not like they were pushing and pressuring the bomb site itself just yet. So none of his teammates inside of B would have been calling and saying, we need help, you just have to go through the smoke, you know. That's
the kind of push, yeah, like 10, 20 seconds later when Fnatic are focusing on getting into the E-box room and getting out onto the actual site, that push is perfect, because Fnatic not going to be watching the back, and then Tizian can just dive in and get a couple of kills. But no, as you said, they're holding, they're playing passive, and there's no reason for Tizian to push in. Fnatic not opting to save the AWP after taking down Lucka. Interestingly enough, JW has also not really been on it so far this map. It's been Crims taking that AWP, so no surprise that they're not going to take it into the T side as well. One of the few maps where it's really not as required, especially when the CTs don't have one of their own. Big certainly in that situation right now with no money.
Yeah, Lucka's been having a tough game too. 6 kills on him, 4 on Golden now. I feel like JW hasn't... I've seen him miss a couple of shots that he normally wouldn't, so I feel like maybe he's not quite feeling the game at the moment. You know, he's a little bit out of it. That could change quickly, but I don't blame him for not picking up the AWP at the moment.
especially not up against pistols. They know the big money's going to be low in this round, so play things safe, keep rifles intact and SMGs if you need. It's out towards B where Fnatic are probing early on. Big playing really passive, not really giving Fnatic an engagement to take. Obviously it gives Fnatic the chance to just barrel out onto the bomb site, but they don't know the stack if a stack is there. They worked it out now. 2 kills on the flank as Golden holds off that rotation. Fnatic just clean up on the B-bomb site. Only 1 casualty, nothing to turn your nose up at. And could this be the start of something new?
Yeah, I think. No, not really buying. So wanting to avoid the trap maybe that that Fnatic set for themselves.
I don't know though. They had a minimum of 44.50 and a max of like 5k before this round. I would say that's buying territory for Big. Maybe just really focusing on getting this AWP in the hands of Lucka. But as you said, 6 kills this map. It's not like they've been dependent on him.
No, exactly. Yeah, I slightly question that as well, but. It's interesting. Maybe it'll backfire, maybe it'll work out. Certainly they get the first kill here. Second as well. Stabilizing for the minute is Fnatic. They should still have a very good chance of winning this round. But that kind of aggression, they just weren't ready for.
No, Big throwing a spanner in the works, but will Fnatic be able to carry on with the round in their favor? They do have 2 players working up this A-bomb site. Tizian alone. He has got aggressive, so maybe he can get something, but with the Deagle close on the corner, I favor the AK in this, and Flusher will find it. Should have spotted that second man moving towards the site, but I don't think he did as well. Blindside in the open, Lucka going to miss his shot to the USP, and that's a kill Lucka should probably be taking, at least getting a bit more damage than that. God be holding onto an AK, and I imagine a save here for Big. They love their money, apparently. They didn't buy up this round, so that would make a lot of sense. Bomb plant in for Fnatic, and with that, the round.
Kind of scary when you... Obviously now their economy is going to be great in this upcoming round. They can buy whatever they want. Personally, hoping for an auto sniper. It's because we never see one. But
why not?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But sort of different strategies, right? Fnatic on their CT side, pretty aggressive in buying, even if it cost them a couple of rounds. But Big, they just need 3. So maybe they're just saying, listen, let's just make sure that they're all rifle rounds from here on out, or at least as much as we can.
The opposite mentality that Fnatic took on that first half, right?
More or less. He's going to be able to save the AK-47, which is good. It's good. That's a nice save into the next round. Going to be happy about that.
Yeah, and certainly the AWP as well. Obviously, Luck having $7,000 before the buy, not going to be an issue. And yeah, I mean, this is a perfect buy. That's the thing. At the very least, if you look on the positive, is Big. They have a really sick buy. But on the flip side, if Fnatic actually do mount this comeback, Big will certainly be looking back at that round and going, maybe we should have bought to have 1 more rifle round to play with rather than having to give away a free round to Fnatic. But that's just hindsight. We don't know just yet.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, it's also the fact that when you give them that extra round, maybe they feel a bit more confident. Maybe you start to feel a bit more stressed out. Like it's very hard to balance that kind of thing, I think. Such a bad grenade after all. Oh, Tapson just... If we yell loudly, maybe he can hear it and we could just take that gun. That would have been the kill, probably. Now pushing in, Tapson going to pick up JW regardless and trying to get through, but they're running into a lot of grenades here. Fnatic actually getting shut down. There's one guy down on the site, but not getting any openings right now. Flusher almost out of it, and that's a good kill for Tapson. Flusher a single grenade away. It will be Tizian instead with the M4. Crims will find his end as well. Taps him with a great triple, and that will give Big the 14th round. And now that save round, it looks really justified at the moment. Yeah,
risk reward, right? But that's perfect for Big, and they're going to have so much more money as well after keeping all those players alive. So even if Fnatic do come in with their own buy, obviously they have the cash to invest here. Big is still going to be laughing because they can still probably get something together. I mean, $1,400 loss off the back of this would be enough on 3 of the players. And I think personally that's enough of a justification in my opinion. But Big obviously, wanting those large buys. I won't make the easy joke. Fnatic presence in mid. Nex is going to spot up on long early on. There's a smoke down, but Fnatic not committing with it for the time being. Just lots of utility being used. Actually keeps JW in the corner. He moves out of the molly, so gets very aggressive.
Yeah, but even smarter, he moved out of the molly, but away from the HE. Because the HE is designed for him to run into, so it's a pretty good movement from JW, actually. Dodging that kind of a setup.
That's always the worst, when you get hit with a nade when you're in a molly. Slows you down, you can't run away, and that's you just getting crispy.
Like the really early edition of Global Offensive, I think the Molotovs actually slowed you down by themselves. They had like a sort of a sticky effect, more or less.
I did not remember that.
No, it's something you want to forget as well.
I remember when Molly's first came out in this game, and I remember all the pros just going, "What is this? Like, get rid of this." No, not a fan, but now become a part of life. I guess God B shutting down the connector. 2 frags for him. Not usually known as the big fragger for the team, but having Tizian waiting for this content, and that's the thing. If Lekro walks in through mid, he's got to have the support of Flusher up on the site. Lekro does take down Godby, and he may be at least expecting this to be clear. Clears the corner. Tizian doesn't free fire, but Flusher does, coming in from the top of the truck, takes that kill, follows up to Tabson, and perfect round for Fnatic. What a comeback from a 2v4. They now have the bomb site.
Unbelievably well played from the last 2 Fnatic players here. 8 seconds, the bomb will be going down, and now Nex has to try and clutch it. They almost had this one home. This would have put so much pressure on the Fnatic economy. They would have had everything going their way. There's Flusher again. Triple kill for him. Unbelievable player, isn't he?
And now we get to see how Big approaches this round of economy, right? Because 3 players have enough for the buy, but 2 don't. And we obviously saw Big in the previous, throw in an eco in this kind of situation. They're going to do it again as well. I think this one's far more justified again. Fnatic are going to have money regardless. And yeah, you could get the counter reset. That's one argument. But Lucka and Nex both have $2,000 and $3,000. You don't always want to buy here. So Big playing things safe for the time being. Light investment, if any. 2 players on Armor CZ. Everyone else is going to be ecoed up. Fnatic, again, they've been given a lot of opportunities to get back into this matchup. They have to exploit this one. This should be their round at the very least. JW up on long. Flashbang holds him back for the time being. Big, this time they are looking to contest. It was the last eco they played extremely passive, but not the same case this time. Look at Tabson. He's just charging up towards the broken wall. Got to be very careful here. But again, it's a they lose this round, who cares? Big still have that buy coming through, so they can take risks. Already got Tabson.
Oh, okay then. Crims tapping wildly through the smoke, and he's going to get God B killed. Lucka really wanted that kill. Not going to happen this time. Tizian can't make any difference, I think, with this Deagle. Should be able to find the bomb plant easily. So they have the buffer Big. I mean, it's going to be probably 11-14 here, and that's enough that they can sort of still keep them a distance, even if they just win sort of every other round from here on out. That's enough to win the game.
Yeah.
But it's getting close as well. Tabson with 26 kills. We talked about him going missing in games, and this isn't one of them. So good job on Tabson.
Was this 13-5 to Big?
Yeah, I think it was.
Because they took pistol in conversions. I'm trying to think. That surely got to be it. 10-5 half, yeah. So this has been a monstrous comeback for Fnatic. We said it was possible, but I wasn't really expecting it. I'm impressed so far. Still got the final part of the mountain to climb, though. Big, a goodbye. No armor on Lucka at the very least, but everyone else well equipped for this round. The issue is early utility used up on the plateau to stop a fast B approach from Fnatic, but these have been very slow T-side rounds. I don't think we've seen one quick B approach from either of these teams on the T side. Flusher will be dropping a man up on long for the time being, getting the AWP out of the map potentially. It's not like we've been seeing too much of that so far, so hurting Big economy in one way or another. Fnatic now looking for that B execute. Smoke's being lined up, but look at the bomb. It's rotating back. It's only a fake here for the T side.
Yes, it is. And it's a really smart choice, isn't it, for JW to do that. Just in case someone's going to try and save on that side of the map later on, and maybe they steal the AWP back, and you have to play against it one more time. This setup for Big in the defense, it can get really tricky. It's not easy for Godby to help out Tizian if he's under pressure without exposing himself to even more players. So it sort of feels like they have a crossfire, but they don't really.
Ooh, not checked though. Flusher wasn't ready for that kill. Tizian going to spark up with one, but the issue is no one else is up on lock. They have to make their way up towards mid. They do get the frag, so Golden and Crims all lining up shots, and Fnatic looking so good on this A-bomb site. Once again, it's completely theirs. No resistance from Big. We get the first kill from them, but it falls apart after that. And what can you make of this, Anders? This is now really looking good for Fnatic.
Yes, it is. I think even more scarily, some of their players, Flusher and Crims especially right now, are just looking unbelievably confident. They really look like players that are just in the right zone, and how do Big stop that from happening? Especially that they're playing on the CT side. They don't get to dictate the pace at nearly as much. They have to wait and see what happens, and that kind of a push is just too much. Next, hoping to save the M4. Looks like he's going to be able to.
Not too heavy of a hunt for Fnatic, but again, not an issue. They want to keep 3 alive, although at this point, it doesn't really make a huge difference. We have plenty of money for Fnatic for the time being. 1 round upset for Big wouldn't stop a buy from the Swedes. But yeah, Big having to give up another round here. 2,500-ish left in the bank of the majority of these players. They've just got to hope Next can make a really big play. Everyone else ecoing, P250 and Deagle. And yeah, I mean, Fnatic 13 rounds. What happens here? Big will buy up, and then if they lose that, it's Fnatic probably taking 15 and then Big having to buy to play for OT. I don't see them forcing that up. They've been so resistant to doing that so far this entire game, especially on the CT side. No reason for them to start now. Fast into middle this time. Crim's going to get shut down by the Deagle of Tizium, but small consolation frags here for Big, because again, Fnatic have 4 players in middle and 3 now after that kill. With the A side pretty much empty, rotations may come in, but they will find nothing. Next with 1 kill, and that's it. Fnatic run wild over the bomb site. 13 rounds as expected. Couple of casualties here and there, but now it's the buy for Big.
Goppy actually going for the MP7 again, which is a little bit odd. Yeah, this is where it all comes to an end here, I think, for one or the other. I think if this goes 14-14, I can't imagine that Big's momentum is going to stay intact very much longer. What a terrible turn of events for the German team at the moment. Got to find a way to turn this all around.
Fantastic game, though, from Fnatic on this second half. I really did not expect this to come through. A Big winning both pistols, all the conversions. Left them to continue this streak of rounds. Already JW found one. What was that? He just runs up through Plateau, takes down Next, runs back through his own Molotov as well, and gets away with a free kill. Big with no response to that. They just have to smoke it. They have to accept the fact that they can't trade that kill. JW's fallen back into the safety of the Plateau. And while that smoke will allow tabseN to get into a bit of an off angle here up on long, Lekro's going to be posted exactly for it, and tabseN has no more utility. Either he has to commit here and push forward or fall all the way back.
Let's linger around. Very dangerous. If he drops, then that's pretty much the bomb site gone. Only 2 people left on it. Goppy turning around just in time to get JW. Golden's going to go down next, and Crim's shot in the face by tabseN. It's still a 2-on-2, and about 30 seconds left. Down on the bomb side, Goppy waiting. He wants to get the kill on the guy carrying the bomb, and Flusher's going to go down. For once, he doesn't get the better of him, and now it's all on Lekro. He drops Goppy somehow with a triple kill. Just 2 health left for the last 2 kills. Very well done. And Big now at map point at least. They managed to get this far.
And extremely vocal as well. We can hear them shouting. It's been such a hiatus from rounds, as you can see there. 4 and 4 for Fnatic on this T side, but now Big back in, at least with a guaranteed overtime. To be honest, I think that's a very likely position to see us in, because Fnatic, by and large, have been taking every single rifle round. And again, if Fnatic find this, it's a reset. Obviously, Big still have money to fall back on, somewhat, but even so, Fnatic pretty good at the T side of Cobble so far. Tactical pause for Big to work out how they want to approach this round. Again, they got to be very careful. Fnatic still sticking with the full AKs, no reason to pull in an AWP. And that money, again, I made a mistake, it was pre-buy, so Big, if they get reset here, that's overtime guaranteed almost.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't notice either, but I would say Fnatic are not that far away from making it through. They just look very confident at the moment. Did get shut down in the last round, I think, in just large part due, obviously, to Goppy. Lucka hoping for a random shot through, but not really going to be able to connect just yet. Oh, did they catch him with a grenade running back? That's really well done.
It's a smoke landing. Not sure if it really upset the trajectory too much. Still down in the same spot that they've been throwing it.
Yeah, I think so. Just the timing is incredible, isn't it?
Fnatic looking at mid this time. They've not shown too much on A in the last few rounds, so this could be something to catch big off guard. We only have 2 players here. Tizian desperately trying to stay alive. Molotov down to try and secure this position. Nade does damage, but JW's tagged up as well from B. He'll fall back and join the team. Tizian does get 1, but look at Crims. He's worked his way the entirety up long towards the site. He's going to be making a lot of noise, but he still gets a kill. Tabson dead. Now Fnatic with a man advantage. Got B needs to turn the tides, and he does with 1 frag. Maybe a second, just jiggle peeking back in, and he commits for the second. 2-on-2, bomb in the open, but plenty of time to work with him. We're into a clutch situation. Crims looking to find the 3K. Lucka peeks out, and he finds a shot. That's big, taking the first map.